Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I went around this year and I asked those people in our church office, I got our school principal to answer the question, what is your favorite verse from the story of Christmas or about Christmas in general? And so you're about to hear what they had to say. It is our hope and our prayer that as you celebrate with your family and friends on this Christmas, that these words from your God's mouth would encourage you and would give you hope during this joyous season.
A verse that is important to me, probably the one that's important to me the most this Christmas, is Luke 2:11. Luke chapter 2, verse 11. Not because it's from a Charlie Brown Christmas special, although it can be found there, but I'll explain afterwards why. For unto you this day, in the city of David, is born a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. For unto you is born. That's the part of the verse that is really gripping me this year, that makes it my favorite this Christmas. To think about Jesus, the King of the universe, the Almighty, the All-Powerful, who would humble himself to be born in our flesh so that he could die, so that the invincible, all-powerful God could die and experience death for me, for you. And so I hope this Christmas that after all is said and done, that you have a sense of that very thing, that it is all, as much as we celebrate Jesus and his birth, what's behind it all is him coming for you.
One of my favorite verses about Christmas might not be where you think it is, but from Hebrews chapter 4, it talks about what the purpose is and one of the most amazing parts about Jesus being born. Hebrews 4:14 through 16. Since then we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus the Son of God. Let us hold fast our confession. For we do not have a priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Beautiful, beautiful words about the truth that comes down from heaven is Jesus, who is not just fully God, but is fully man as well, who gets the struggles that you have, who gets the struggles that we all have. I find great comfort in knowing that he gets it, that he's not a God who is just so big and so powerful that he doesn't understand, that he's not able to sympathize with me. And so my hope for you this Christmas is that as you come to worship, as you spend time thinking about the birth of Jesus, that you would rejoice because your Savior sympathizes with your weaknesses, but more than that, that he offers you to come to him to find grace for what you need in life.
Luke 2:19. But Mary treasured up all things and pondered them in her heart. That verse means a lot to me because I think there's so much hustle and bustle nowadays with Christmas. We rush from here to there, and we don't take time to just ponder the amazing thing that God did by sending his child to us on earth to be able to experience what we experience each day. So my hope is that we will all be able to take a few minutes and just ponder in our heart. Take that time to thank God for the amazing miracle that he did on that special day so long ago.
My favorite verse about the Christmas season would be John 14, verse 27, which reads, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give it to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." So with the focus being on peace in that verse, coupled with do not be afraid, we also see that evidenced in the Christmas story, such as when the angel appears to Mary, tells her not to be afraid. Then we see it also when Joseph has a dream that's God telling him, yes, go ahead and marry Mary. We also see it with the shepherds as well, out in the fields, who are greeted by a whole chorus of angels. And they also have the courage to follow what their instruction was, to go and share what they'd been told. The overall point is that we are put in situations by God, or called to be in situations by God, that we may, as humans, not feel that we're qualified for, but that God knows that we're qualified for.
My favorite Bible verse from the Christmas story is Luke 2, verses 10 and 11. And the angel said to them, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord." The reason this verse is so meaningful to me is it's just so hard to imagine that the God of our universe came down to live with us on earth, to try to connect with us, to try to teach us, and to show us his kindness. So my wish for you is that you would find this kindness and spread it all over the world, so that everybody feels that too, not just in the holiday season, but all the time.
Merry Christmas, St. Luke. What is my favorite Christmas Bible verse? Well, it doesn't even come from a gospel. It's not Luke 2. It's from Galatians chapter 4, verses 4 and 5. Paul writes, "But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, born of woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, so that we might receive adoption as sons." Why do I like that? Well, to me, it speaks to that beautiful plan of God. I love those words. When the fullness of time had come, God sent his Son. God knew exactly what he was doing. He sent Jesus on time, at just the right time, at just the right moment. And for what purpose? So that we might receive adoption. Our brother is born on Christmas so that we would be brought into the family by his love, his grace, his sacrifice, his death, and his resurrection. And so we do celebrate at the birth of Jesus, and what a joyous thing that is. So what do I hope that you get out of this? What do I hope that you would hear in this? That you would hear God's great love for you. That God sent his Son to be born for you at just the right time. I pray that you would be blessed this Christmas as we celebrate the joy of Jesus' birth.
Christ the Savior.
Christ the Savior.
Christ the Savior.
Christ the Savior.
Christ the Savior is born.
Christ the Savior is born.